Roger. There you go, Six.
Thank you.
You should have it. I sent it to you when you were
Yeah.
when you're on your holidays.
I need to get it in my other documents all sorted. It's in my downloads.
Yeah, it's in D company anyway. If you ever want to get to it, it's in the company forum. Let's get my focus back on DCS. Okay.
DC, thank you for asking.
What about you, boy? How are you?
I'm okay. I've been
Good.
away because I was fiddling with the KA-50.
Good man.
But I'm gonna continue with the Huey today, and tomorrow there's a mission, correct?
Roger. It'll be a good mission for you.
All right, I'll try to be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what are you doing now?
I'm doing some gunship training with some people, sir.
Okay, I'll be on the map.
Okay. Are you with me, Huck? Okay. We're actually going to shoot on the... that's okay, doesn't matter. I just want to show you the area first. Okay, you see in front of me there, we've got a crossroads up by 1 o'clock. Okay, we're going to start off there, and then we're going to run along that road going northwest. And you'll see that I've got containers, all right? Those containers are every kilometer. All right, and they're a marker to what we use the rocket range, or we're going to use it for guns at the moment. All right. We just come along here. No, it'll be guns. It'll be guns. Okay. Now, once you turn around and look at it, you've got a little hamlet in front of me. All right, and then you've got another hamlet beyond that, and the target is 1K beyond that. It's a white box. So these containers that we're flying over now are every K. All right. So this one I'm just coming up to at the start of this hamlet is 3K. The one in the middle is 2K. There's one at the last hamlet is 1K. And then if you use a bit of zoom, you'll see the target 1K further on in alignment with those containers. Let me know when I know you can see it. All right, so we're going to come over this spot here. This container I'm just flying over now at 1,500 feet. That's your tipping in point. All right, so you want to drop the nose at that point and put your pepper on that target and squeeze off a ranging burst. Now, this hamlet is your break point. The end of these trees is where you should be calling break and doing a hard 90 left. All right. If you started at 1,500 feet, you'll be about 600 feet. So I just wanted to tell we do a break here. You stop firing and you do a break, and you go this way. Let's just say for a count of 6 seconds. So you just count yourself 1,000. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and that just gives you the right distance away from the threat that are firing at you. And then if you're going to come in from the same direction, which is not always the best tactical method, you go this way, all right? And here, and that break, that dog leg is all at maximum speed. And here we start climbing back up again, all right? So we're probably doing about 90 knots here. So our climbs, you're at maximum power, and you keep your ASI at 60 knots. That's your best rate for a climb. And you climb right back up till your attack altitude, in which this case, let's just say it's 1,500 feet. Now, if you reach it before you come to your start, that's fine. If you don't, you can do your other dog leg, your base leg, in a climbing turn and continue climbing. All right, does that all make sense? Okay. So let's just give a little burst to make sure. Yeah. Everything working for you? Okay, let's, where are we? Let's bring her up. And we'll stop at 1400 feet, and we're looking at 60 knots, 1400 feet. Or thereabouts. It's not that critical. Just make sure that you are at 60 knots and your VVI is at 0 and you're nicely balanced. Your ball is centered. Alright. And just as we come up to this container, you don't touch the collective. Your ball is centered and you just tip down gently. You tip in, put your pipper on the target or thereabouts and fire a ranger burst. Okay. Make adjustment and fire again. And again. And again. A whole series of bursts. That's good. Okay. Now go full power, bit of pitch, stay that altitude, count 6 seconds. Full power. Alright.
Full allowable power. Don't drink the rudder.
Okay, now do sorry, sir?
Before that. No, you don't want it to whine at you. That means your rotor's drooping.
Okay, now do a climb back up to altitude. Pull the pitch up, 60 knots, climb up, try and keep your speed at 60. Maximum power. What altitude are you? That's okay. Okay, then do a left. Alright, and then stabilize yourself, get your speed back to 60 knots trim. And set up your approach again. It's all your accuracy on these high level ones is all about tipping in totally stable. Ball center, VVI 0, speed 60 knots, just before you tip in. Right, tip in and fire. Okay, let's do a little break at the end of that tablet and go low level, nap of the earth, full speed, or 6 says full allowable speed. And yeah, allowable power, sorry. Count to 6, Huck, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And then when you get to 6, do a hard left, 90 left. Count for about 3 seconds, and then that gives you far enough away from the small arms fire. Now do full power climb. Slowly bring your pitch up to your 60 knots and hold it as you zoom up. Right, so it's maximum power 60 knots. You should be coming up around about 1,000 feet per knot. Okay, then just do a gentle climb and turn to your left. That's it, head for the road, keep climbing. And then turn back on. And then get yourself all nice and settled. Alright, so we're looking at VVI at 0. 60 knots, no trim, ball centered. In the last two runs, you probably noticed that you were short on the pipper, so this time you put your burst in, get your pipper a little bit in front of the target when you put your burst in. Go. This time I don't want you to do a low level, and when you do your brake, stay at altitude. So you have to give a bit of pitch on your hard left turn. As you increase your power, try and keep that altitude and count 6 seconds. That looks good. Okay. And once you've turned this way again and you've gone a respectable distance, I normally go 6 one way and then 3 the other. But small fire, that's when I do my climb up. What I will do is send you a mission with just that simple range on it, so you can practice SP or you can practice it on the jungle here. Okay, whereabouts are you? You put the pipper beyond the target, which is aiming a little bit higher. If you're engaged, because your first couple of shots, you rounds are going a little bit short, which is expected because you're opening up at 1500. All right. So you just want to put it that little bit in front and then you fire. And you'll gain by experience. Don't worry about that at the moment. You'll work that out and then it become instinctive. The whole thing is to try and be very stable on your dive. If you're waggling the cycle at all, your shots will go everywhere. All right, so if you're getting a good tight grouping on that target, you're nice and stable. If the groupings are splattering the ground over maybe a 300-meter radius, all right, it means because you're jigging a little bit with the controls. But at times that might be what the effect you're after. But let's just go for accuracy to begin with. Okay, do one more run and then we'll look at something else. When you get if you put that mod on I sent you a link to with a large sight, you'll find that you actually have rings are going out, so you have graduations. And at 1500 you put you come down 1 grad and you put that on the target, and that's just the right perfect offset. But you'll see that when you get the new sight.
So to come up in here, it's on. But when I go to my controls and hit the button, it works. What am I doing wrong here?
Okay.
I see.
That's looking good. Okay, I'll see you at the gunship paddock. Okay, do no more target runs, Huck. Okay, if you do a 180, you'll see me visual. All right, saddle up on me. I'm Roger. The actual course is 100. 60 knots or 80 knots. Okay. I want you to, I'm going to go down here a bit. You're in, I can see they're behind me. I'm going to do a 180 and come back along the range. I want you to sit 45 degrees on my right, maybe 200 or 300 meters. You know the point I'm going to tip in, and you know the point I'm going to break, because they're the points that you use. So I'll be tipping in on that middle container, and I'll be breaking at the end of that hamlet. When I approach the end of that hamlet, I will tell you I'm breaking. At that stage, I want you to be coming in yourself and opening up. Just before I break, you should be putting suppression fire. So you're coming in 45 degrees towards my to my path line. That makes sense? Okay. So, and then you don't go as far as me because you've got nobody covering you, so you break that a little bit earlier. So you put loads of fire down, continuous fire, you break that a little bit early, and then you'll keep an eye out for me and then saddle up. Okay? If I do another check left and come back this way, you can cut the corner again to get onto me. If you can't see me, you just tell me blind. I tell you my course, my altitude, and then we try and make up. Happy enough, sir? Okay. Check 180 left now. And while we're traveling in, just remember the high altitude attack runs here is not good if there's missiles about. It is good if there's 5.0s about, because you'll see them before they get you. But you need the right standoff distance. But the main plus of this attack method, it gives you accuracy. So if you want good accuracy, and the threat and topography allows, do a high angle attack. Guns or rockets give you accuracy. If you're coming in low and you're popping up to 300 or 400 feet, your slant angle to the target is a lot less, so you've got far more spread and it's not as accurate. Okay, so just to recap, I'm doing 90 knots. When I come along the road, I slow down to 60, around about 1,1300 feet. You position yourself 45 degrees, 300 or 400 meters off to my right. I'll tell you when I'm tipping in. You might decide to do a couple of S-turns to give that spacing. I'll tell you when I'm braking. I will be doing a check left, 90, nap of the earth, and I'll tell you what I'm doing after that. Happy enough? Roger. Okay, slow down to 60 knots. So I'm looking 60 knots, VVI 0, ball centered. Okay, tip it in. Brake it in 2. Braking left. Heading 210, 110 knots. Check left 90. Okay. Roger. Climbing. So here we're going maximum power, climb 60 knots. This time we're going to repeat that. Try and get the shots off a little bit earlier. You should be able to see where I'm going. Doesn't matter even if you open fire before I brake, because you're at that 45-degree angle. I'm safe from your fire. If it's only a 10-degree angle, it might not be so safe. But if you happen to be that distance back, it's no bother. You can open up halfway through my run even. If that makes sense to you? Okay. Check 90 left. Check 90 left, slowing down to 60. K to go. Checking ball. Checking VVI 0, checking speed. So you want to be off to my right 45 degrees, about 300-400 meters. Tipping in. Braking on 2. Brake at 90 left, map of the earth, full speed. So you should be able to cut the corner. If you're blind, tell me. Right. Then once you've cut the corner, just let me know you're there and say visual, 400, 500 meters behind or whatever the case may be. So we do a lot of chatting between each other to let us know exactly where each of us is, but that'll come. Roger, check 90 left. Climbing. Now tactically this is, in real life this will be a bit tough. Keep going, doing run-ins from the same direction, but it's good enough just at this stage of the training. Okay, we'll end that. Now, I'm going to do a bit of nap of the earth flying. I want you to go combat spread on me. Alright, so you can go left or right, avoid the cone 15 degrees either side of my rear center. So you've got a 30 degree you want to avoid. You can cross it, but don't always wait there. Alright, and so you've got to think, well, if I get fired on, where you're going to be. So you might decide to be on the left side or the right side, depending on the topography. So you're always thinking that. Alright, and you want to be as far away to my left or to my right, in such position that you might be slightly higher than me, so you can pop the nose and attack, but you always have eyes on to me. You don't go that far away that you lose sight. We will lose sight of each other because I might do something then, but then we talk our way around it and we let each other know where we are and then we are the happy Huck. You've got to think about what we're doing, the threat, the topography, and whether you can get a color. Yeah. So, for instance, if there is a good threat here, level here, of maybe small arms fire, you might be off to the right a little bit and you might be 50, 60 feet above. Therefore, if someone takes me, you can call me out, lead, brake left, brake right. You can just pop down, put a couple of squirts in, and then brake yourself, all right? But the topography might not lend itself to it. It's very much a flexible game. You just think tactically what's the best and what's the threat. Now, this is all imaginary at the moment, all right, because we haven't had an intelligence brief. So I just want you to fly to the left, to the right, maybe same as me, maybe a little bit above, maybe not, cross over from the left to the right. All right, does that make sense? Okay. All right. The best way to do is just give me a clock. All right, so if you can say 400 meters, 7 o'clock, or something like that, and I have a rough idea. But it's not essential. It's just the thing. Roger. Okay, and separate yourself. Don't be too close. Don't go close. Give yourself some sort of distance. What distance are you from me at the moment, sir? Okay, make it right. Okay, if on flat ground like this, I will go further. All right, I'll go maybe 2 or 3, half a K even. You know, I go right out to there. If our route was roughly in this direction, which it is, we're going to be roughly heading east. So you had a rough idea of the route. So you would spread yourself out. When it's flat like this, you'll go off to one side. Because we can see a lot more, and if stuff comes up, we know it's there. All right. We start going up a valley, then you close in, and you might decide to go halfway up the valley side. So you might be 200 feet above me. I might be down below. It just depends, and we'll chat about that later. I just want you to get used to making a decision and flying in various positions. Don't always set in the same spot. And if you see enemy, or if we get fire, you tell me to brake left or right. And if you can put a squirt down, you can, and then you brake and follow me. And you can just scream, brake left or some shit like that. Anything just to get me to move. Yeah, you're lucky somebody killed all that enemy there. Okay, check right 30. Both of us go down to the earth. Remember, it's a high threat area, so you're not going to be above me. We're both going to go low, so you want to spread yourself out. Maybe 45 degrees offset. Pick your side, whatever you think's best. Keep me visual. That's good. That's perfect. And you'll find it quite demanding because you've got to have to cover over to the right. So you're looking for enemy to the right, you're looking where I am, I'm looking to the left in front, you're looking to the right in front. Make sense? Okay, we're going slightly left, so I'm making slight changes to my course and you just have to pick that up. Anything radical, of course, I'll let you know. Okay, I'm going to follow this river here.
User joined your channel. Over.
I might go this way, so you might decide to you prefer to be on the left, so drift across to the left. The choice is yours unless lead tells you otherwise.
Or AMC.
Yeah.
Just one pilot out of 4. Okay. The Air Mission Commander is one of 4 pilots. He could be in one of the 4 seats. DCS, we do it a lot with the lead. But it's really whoever's in command of that flight. Alright.
User left your channel. Over.
Okay, we're going to go down to the sea here and we're going to do a check 90 right. Roger. And fly along the beach. And that'll be us for tonight because I've given you enough information. I don't want to overload you. Check
Just want to catch
90
you.
right. Sorry, baby. Okay, while we're flying this way, remember what we did for the senior wing stuff?
User left your channel.
I'll let you know the bits and pieces that you need to brush up on. Well, not brush up on, practice, alright? Things like, and you're good with all of them, Huck. You're not far off senior wing standards, those things we did. You just got to smooth the edges out and be perfect with it, alright? So we're talking of you know, maybe the best way to describe it, if you jump on, rather than go shooting shit or talking crap, jump on the jungle server or single player and give yourself a 15-minute slot. And in that 15-minute slot, you go up and you hover at 100 feet, or maybe 150 feet, or 50 feet. Vary it, go around the mast, try and get it nice. Then go up and do a couple of auto rotations, and then go find some steep slopes and push the boundaries to your mast bump, and you lose your rotors. That's fine. And you do bits of that. So you've got the OGE hover, you've got the auto rotations, you've got the slope landings, and then you've got running landings at 20, 40, and 60. And then also come out of ground effects, so OGE, but not a hover, and just go do a couple of circuits to go from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 and back down again. And especially it's those low speeds, because you're really getting to balance the pitch control, and it makes sense. And then running landings, we covered those. There's something else is missing. That's enough for you to be going on with. I mean, tactically, if we were flying in this position, where would you be, do you think? And what else? Roger. Okay. And that way, the threat would come from the right. Okay, so I could break left. Yeah, you're going to have to switch across. That's okay. You'll be able to see it. If you went right, you'll be putting yourself in more danger because you'll be flying over the sea. All right. So I know if I was doing that, I would probably drop back to about a 60 or 70 degree angle, and I'd drop back a bit and I'd go high. So if a threat did present itself to me, it doesn't take for long. You know, you're not way out at 45 degrees, you're at 60 or 70. You just angle across and drop down, put some burst down to suppress, and then break yourself, if that makes sense. So you have to you're constantly thinking tactical, and only you can do it. Okay, I throw bits and snippets at you, but I don't know all the answers, and that's the beauty about the gunship stuff, that you're thinking. You're not just following somebody, you're having to think and do stuff, if that makes sense.
At least you gave me time to get some formation flying done here.
Good man, baby. Cargoes, you seem spot on with cargoes, Huck. You shouldn't have any problems, especially with the road. Okay, just to finish it off, we're going to do some fast DXL work. It's always a bit of fun, this. So follow me, go loose trail. Alright. What we're going to do, we're going to go along the runway at 90 knots and do a rapid DXL and see if we can come to a hover without crash.
User joined your channel. Over.
So we're screaming along 20 feet. Leave it till quite late. You'll be amazed how quickly you can stop and DXL now.
I stopped a lot earlier than you guys did, but I did all right. I'm at 50 feet.
Ah, we're at 10. Okay, and the single practice, Huck, you can zoom up and down the runway, putting up speed, see how fast you can go, then try and do a stop and keep the same height. It's just simplest to practice back and forth there. In the senior wings task, you'll not get anything like that. It's good, steady DXL and good acceleration rather than rapid stuff, but it comes in handy for gunship stuff. You suddenly come across stuff that you've got to get masked very, very quickly, and you're in a heavy gunship. It's a very tricky feat to do. Okay. Are you happy with that? Any Huck, any questions before I disappear? Did you enjoy it? Excellent. My pleasure, sir. And see you tomorrow night. I think you're nearly there tomorrow night, aren't you? That's good. Right. Good night, folks. Thank you very much for your company. Yo. I better check in with 6 if he's still there. I haven't disgraced myself.